Okay, I press this. Great. Cool. So let me open this thing over here so that my thing will look like open here. Cool. Okay, so hi everyone. This is Maninder Singh, and I'm a UiPath architect, solution architect, basically RPA solution architect, and I have 9 year of experience. So today we're gonna see we call it, this is the second module, and we call it Hello UiPath. So for in first module you saw what is RPA, what is not RPA, what is the life cycle, RPA life cycle, what are the documents need to be created when throughout the bot life cycle, and then we saw what is the kind of consideration or criteria to select a RPA tool, or what is the criteria or some standard which you have to set before thinking whether you're going to automate some process or not. So these kind of things we already saw in our first and the second lecture and the first module, that was introduction to RPA. Now our second module is Hello UiPath, where we will be kind of introducing ourselves to UiPath and UiPath to ourselves. Okay, so first let's understand over here what we gonna discuss or what we gonna understand is our first thing. Hi
Huh?
Raghavendra. Okay, I'm putting Raghavendra on mute. If anyone has any question, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Otherwise, it will be great if you can mute yourself. Okay, cool. So my friends, this is what the session is called Hello UiPath, where as I said, we will be introducing ourselves with UiPath. Okay, so we have the leading RPA tool in market that's called UiPath. Now we will see what we're gonna see in today's lecture. We're gonna see products of UiPath. Okay, then we're gonna see ecosystem of UiPath. We're going to see the second thing is ecosystem of UiPath, that okay, how your UiPath looks like, how your UiPath ecosystem look like, right? And third thing, we're gonna see panels in UiPath, or you can say studio, or you can say designer, where you will design your bot, right? And the fourth thing, we're gonna create our bot in UiPath, naming Hello UiPath or welcome to UiPath, right? We're going to create our bot. So these are the objective of today's, or you can say, the target of today's lecture. So first we're going to see the product of UiPath. What are the products of UiPath? This thing will be a little theoretical, right? Because when we will be using those products, definitely we're going to see those we're going to see orchestrator. We're going to use orchestrator. So today we're gonna understand what is orchestrator and what are the functionalities of orchestrator. in the in the later sessions we will be using the orchestrator. There you can see it in action, right? Then we will see action center, we will see document understanding, we'll understand document understanding, we will understand apps, we will understand UiPath Studio, we will understand bots and these kind of things. Okay, similarly ecosystem, how these are interconnected, how my process or the package goes to orchestrator, how it is sending to bot, how it is getting utilized, that package or that bot getting utilized by your processes, right? Then we'll see UiPath. Definitely we'll open this UiPath and see each and every corner of this UiPath, and then at the end we will create the bot. So this is our module second, where we will understand these things. Okay, so let me take you to the first topic, which is products of UiPath. Definitely we have our PPTs and study material, so I'm not going to open PPT and show you the each PPT. Better I use whiteboard, and later in the description of the video, or privately we will give you access of this document on. Okay, so now let's talk about products of UiPath. Okay, what are the products of UiPath? As I said, slowly we will go to the action in UiPath, but initially it is a little bit theoretical. You need to understand first the whole story, and then we will be utilizing that. Okay, so if anyone has any question, please feel free to ask. Sonu, all good, buddy? Can we start? Okay. Himani, all good? Can we start now? Oh, we have very mute audience, right? Okay, so hi Satish. Yeah. So
Hi, sir.
hi, buddy. So it will be good if so I just what I want is I want your 1 hour of focus over here. Please, you know, look at the screen, try to understand. If you don't understand anything, please feel free to ask your question. Okay, so first topic is products of UiPath. So what are the major projects? So although UiPath has a lot of products, right? But what we're gonna see is products which we gonna use, or the product which will be useful for us as a developer, as a solution architect, right? So first product is definitely UiPath Studio. Okay. Second product is UiPath Robot. Then third is UiPath Assistant. Fourth is orchestrator, definitely. Fifth is action center. Sixth is apps. And seventh is AI center. Center, this can be RE, right? So these are the products of UiPath, which is useful to us right now. Okay. Now let's talk about UiPath Studio. Okay. So UiPath Studio is basically a desktop application of UiPath where you create your bot. It's like where you write your code, right? It's like where you write your code. You can write your code into these files, okay? And these files will be created inside the studio. So UiPath Studio is nothing, but it's a desktop application where you can just write your code. And in UiPath, we don't write a code, we just drag, drag and drop. We just do drag and drop. So what we do basically in UiPath Studio, we create a new process and just drag and drop things. We just create it over here. So once the project is created, once you have your code created, right? What we need is we need a executor to run our code. It's like we can write our Java code into a notepad, into anywhere we can write our code, right? We can write our code in our Word file, notepad, anywhere. But we need a right executor for it. So we have UiPath robot as an executor which will run this code, or we can say which will run our bot. So suppose we have created a bot. Now I want to run that bot. We need an executor to it. We called it UiPath robot. We'll see this in action in today's lecture only. Okay. So UiPath Studio, you create something. Suppose hello world program is there. You just what you want to do is you want to just show a message box whenever the bot runs. You want to show a message box saying hello world or hello automation. So you wrote it in somewhere in XAML file, like we have all files over here. Like for .NET, we have ASP file. For Python, we have PY files. For JavaScript, we have like JS files and these kind of, right? So in UiPath Studio, the files are XML files basically. Okay. So we have these files. Okay. Now to execute these files, we have robot, the executor, and we run it. The help. Okay. Now we have two type of robots. One robot is which will be trigger from UiPath Studio, or which will be trigger manually. Okay. The whole point of automation is automating something and doing that task without a human intervention. But somewhere it is required where human intervention is required. So what we do is in UiPath robot, we have two type of robots. One is unattended and one is attended. These are basically, we have then developer tester, but leave it. The core concept is you're unattended and attended. These are executors, but there are two type of executor. One executor runs by its own. Like I said, please run at 9 o'clock at night. So it will run. It doesn't need my saying that, okay, I will say, okay, run it. Attended, where it need my assistant to click on that play button, and then it will run. So we have UiPath Studio where we create our code. We have robot which execute my code, which will say, okay, now I'm going to run it. It's an engine. You have designed a car. Now this is the engine where it will be running. But I have that executor, two type of executor. We have one unattended and another one is attended. Attended means where I need a human intervention to run that bot, where I need, like, it's like a manual car and it's like an automatic car. In attended, I need a human to change the gears. In attended, I need a human to run that bot. And in unattended, it will be automatically running. I just have to say, run at 9 o'clock. It will run at 9 o'clock. Doesn't matter either I'm sleeping, doesn't matter either I'm doing something or something like that. No, it will run. So there are two types of robots. Only there are two types of attended and unattended. Okay. Now we have assistant. What is the use of assistant? Assistant, I will tell you later once we will be going to the next topic, second topic on this one. Now let's talk about orchestrator. What is the use of orchestrator? So you can say orchestrator is bridge between UiPath Studio and robot. Or you can say orchestrator is nothing but a control center of all the robots. That means where it gonna run, in which machine my bot gonna run, in which user gonna run which bot. Okay. Anything, which even if you want to store your credentials. So what orchestrator does? Orchestrator looks like, I'll show you. Orchestrator look like this. What you can what you can do in orchestrator. So you can create a folder structure in orchestrator. What you can do, you can monitor your bots, how many bots, how many jobs ran, which is running, which is pending, how stopped, terminated, everything, the graph and all. Monitor, you can monitor machines, which machine is running, which process is running, which machine. You can see which processes are running. You can see, okay, how many input data items are still pending to run, or how many data item got successful, failure, anything. Because your bot has to process some data, right? So it will be like, okay, fine, how many it processed. You can give access to user. You can create groups. You can create user. You can create, robot account. Like, okay, you can add a new robot account to any machine. You can create a robot. You can create a fresh robot or user. You can create groups. According to those groups, you can give them accesses, roles. Like over here in administrator, we have orchestrator admin, solution, or admin. But over here, you can say this is just automation developer. So you can have machines. You can create multiple machine. You can add multiple machine to your bot. Okay, this thing you will understand in the next next topic. Okay, you can have packages. You can upload your packages over here, and you can say, I can upload my package over here, and then I can give this package to Sonu maybe. You can have audits. You can have apps, whatever apps you will see over here, next one. So you can upload your apps over here. You can have, audits, credentials. You want to save it, you can store the credential, or anything you can do. Okay. So even if you have this one, you can run it. You can schedule your bots. It's called trigger. You can schedule your bots from orchestrator. So you can say orchestrator is nothing but a control center of your ecosystem. Everything get controlled by orchestrator. Either you have to upload your data, either you have to upload some files. Suppose a bot gonna use my Excel file, so I can upload that Excel file to orchestrator, and bot can take it from orchestrator. Even if you want to schedule some bot, you want to say that, okay, please run it when you will get data. There are two type of triggers, or there are two type of scheduling. One is when you are scheduling it according to the time. You are saying that, okay, today 9 o'clock it should run, today 12 o'clock it should run, today 1 o'clock it should run. And the second one is when you are saying whenever you get data, run. That also possible from orchestrator. You can store your credential in orchestrator. You can store normal data in or in orchestrator, files in orchestrator. You can assign robots, you can assign roles to users over there. So everything, every manageable thing, you can do it from orchestrator. If you want to see that, okay, when the bot run, when what happens with what transition got fail, what input got fail, what input got pass, everything can be done from here. Okay, so everything will be done from the orchestrator. So this is the next product. Now next product is action center. Action center, I would say this is very revolutionary product from UiPath, because what happened in action center is, like, suppose if I have a process where I definitely need approval, a validation, like whether my data is correct or not. Suppose you have a PDF and you want to extract some data from that PDF and push it into uh, or send it to the client or to the customer. So you want to think that, okay, whatever data got extracted by your bot, it should be 100% correct. So you're not sure whether it is 100% correct or not. So what you do, you just get the data and push it to action center. Whenever I'll go to office, I'll open my laptop, I'll open my action center, and I will say, okay, now I can see these are the files over here. Then I will process that data. So this is the use of action center, that, okay, where you need a human in loop, where you can see that, okay, if you have some data from there which you want to process, or I can say that, okay, some data which I want to validate before going to the next step, there it is, there action center will be useful. So what will happen? Bot will process everything, and for the validation of that data, or for the validation, or for to taking the approval, it will go to the action center. And once it goes to the action center and you say, okay, everything looks fine, you say, okay, done, and the bot will work on the next task then. So you need to understand how action center works actually. So this is action centers. Okay, we will see in detail. Definitely, we're going to see everything in detail whenever we will go to each topic. Apps. Suppose you have a user and the user says that, okay, I want to run bot, okay, whenever I need that bot. It's not like that, okay, a schedule or database. No, I just want to run it whenever I want to run it. And you say, okay, fine, you can go to orchestrator and you can just run it from there. And they will say, no, 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 no. I want to run it and I want to give input at that time. I'll show you that one app which I have created for one of my client. Okay, this is the app. Okay, so what my client want is, they want to run it. What, when they want to run it, they are like, okay, I want to run it now, and what I want to do is I want to change the kind of values from that time only I want to. So you can create a app for them from where you can trigger your bot. So I have a Cinepolis bot. Whenever I update these information and click on run, my bot will run like this. Okay, so you can see over here some condition I made pre-filled. So I can select like this, USA. Okay, I have multiple. Okay, now I can see weeks, I can say 5, and year, suppose I'm selecting 25. You can see all the details are done over here. I can select anything. You can create this kind of app for your client. Whenever he say that, okay, fine, I want to fill the dates like this. Okay, you need some data over here, and then you can just press on run, and your bot will run that. Uh, you know, your bot will run that process wherever you have said that, okay, run it on this system, and it will run there. So this kind of application you can create where it is required. As I said, it is required when your users is saying that, okay, I want to run this bot. You said you can run it from orchestrator. They said, no, 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 no. When I'm running it, I want to enter few information before running it. I want to give input to my bot at that time when I'm thinking, oh, I want to give this input, and then I will run. That's where you need apps. Okay. Then we have AI Center. What is AI Center basically? In AI Center, you can have your AI Center, as you know that, okay, as we saw the journey of UiPath, that it started from script, and it went to the tool, how it came to the tools, and after that it's the era of IPA, intelligent process automation. So the I stands for this, basically AI. Okay, and this, what you can do is, from the AI Center, what you can do is, if your bot, suppose, so this kind of project we got in past, this kind of project where AI was required. So what was happening, that there was a payment system or the bank system was there, okay, where they need to see the loans and everything from the past of the client and take a decision that, okay, whether we should assign loan to this person or not, or give loan to this person or not, or how much time, for how long we can give the loan. Whether we can give a huge amount to this person, we can give a small amount to this person. So it depends on whether the person had took the loan from us or not. It also depends on when he paid, how much amount they paid, how closely, how early they finished it, you know close the loan. So these kind of these are various information which is required. What is their income, what is all the things is what it needed intelligence to understand that, okay, whether you can assign loan to this person or because there is no rules, and if you're going to create rules, it will go thousands of combination and permutations, right? So what we created a ML model based on the previous data, lakhs of data, previous lakhs of data, and we created something which will say that, okay, whether we can do it or not. It's like predictive analysis. you know regressions we did multiple things, right? Multiple logics we did. And then we created an ML model, and that ML model we kind of indulge in our bot, and our bot was taking the decision. So what bot task was, get the information from, get the user information or get the request from the portal, then go to different companies, its own companies, different portal, check the person's information, get the information, and then give that information to my ML and take the output and form a beautiful mail or form a predefined mail that, okay, this is the amount which we can give you, this is the for the this uh, kind of term which we can give you, and this is for how many years which we can give you. So this is which is a combination of AI and RPA, right? So this is kind of where AI center is required. This is where AI center is required, where you can give the out of box, where you can use a different kind of ML packages. There are a kind of three type of packages, which is out of box if you want to upload your, or you can use the already predefined packages. They people have created like spam detection and these kind of different like to understand whether your comment, Amazon comment is right or not. These kind of different they have packages created. So you can use, either you can use there, either you can create your own package, either you can use out of box package where bot will learn from the test data and give you the out. And then next time you can send a new entry and it will like, okay, I know this pattern, okay, this is the predicted one. So these kind of things you can do. So we have these many products, even many more products which we have in UiPath, like task mining or this kind of thing we have. But these are the most important asked in question. You should know these one. Apart from questions, definitely you should know these questions also. You should know these products also. So it is important. Okay. If anyone has any doubt on the products, so as I said, this is just a brief. This is just a brief. So you can go ahead. Yes, Raghavind.
Yeah, as a project manager,
Mhm.
which are the products I should be aware of?
I would say that, okay, definitely as a project manager, technical project manager, right, Raghavind? There are two type of, not.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. So you are asking about technical project manager. I would say all of them. Why telling you this? Because when I was working in UiPath, then what happened? We got one project, okay, and that time we were not aware of these apps, and that was very shameful for us. But we were not aware of these apps, the cost and everything, and we are like, okay, we were doing by itself. User have to go to orchestrator, and they were changing the values from the orchestrator, which was very bad. Basically, what we need to do is we should have given the user this kind of template, and they just change it from like this. They could have select like this and all, and just run it. But what we did, we were like, okay, go to orchestrator, right? Go to orchestrator like this and go to process. And when you want to run a process, suppose you want to run this process, then there will be like this process if you want to run. And then what we have to do is, in the process we have these arguments, and we were saying change it from here. So they were like, then they were changing the values from. So that was one of the things. So as a project manager, because see, as a developer, if you are a developer, I would say studio, robot, definitely, orchestrator, definitely, these three things are must. And then a little bit, just a theoretical knowledge of action center, AI center, apps, right? This will be work. But when we grow a little up, we should know everything, although we're not gonna work on details, but definitely we need information, each and every information about this. So it's like, not, we should not be very familiar ki haan, not we should, but it's okay if we don't know, we are not familiar about a new release. We are new release, new feature release, the detailed feature release. But like, okay, shallow we should know. But you are saying the technical manager, we should know. As a technical manager, definitely we should know everything. But as a developer, studio, robot, orchestrator, good, action center, apps, AI center, if you know, you are gem. Okay. Is this, I guess I have answered your question, or any other doubt, Raghav?
Yeah, like for managers, no need of development in depth, right, sir?
No, no,
Like
no, 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 definitely,
overview
definitely.
of the studio orchestrator, how
Huh.
it works, and
What are the features?
mainly like which automation we can do, correct?
Definitely, definitely. Because see, I'll give you example, okay? Like if you know uh, API integration, so API integration or integration services, and you know selectors and UI
Hello?
automation. Hello? Yes. Can you hear me? Hello? Ankush, am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Maninder, you're audible. No
Cool, cool.
problem.
Okay. So, yeah, Raghavin. So this is like, okay, if I say no, we don't need in depth, right? Definitely. We have to define how much depth, right? So if we know, like, okay, if we are like, okay, suppose we are trying to, client came to us and they said, we want to automate a website. Okay, we want to automate a website. And if we don't know API integration or API automation, we will be like, okay, fine, we can automate it, and it's gonna be tedious process. And we are like, okay, we are not finding your selectors, we are not finding your element properly. The bot is not able, the bot is failing a lot, and the client gonna frustrated. But if we know API integration and we know integration services, we will be like, okay, are you using this application? Do you have API for this? And they will say, yeah, we have API. And they will be like, okay, let's go for API then. And in 1 day, 2 day, your automation will be done. So we need to know, we're not going to implement everything. We're not going to do everything, but it's also as a, kind of duty to us, that we should know each and every detail, not implementation, but as a knowledge base. Like, okay, this is can be done. This happens in your API automation. This is how it works. Done. So I think I'm too elaborated this. Okay. Any other doubt? Uh, Priyanka, all good? Oh, I have really a mute audience today.
Yes. Can
Okay.
you hear me?
Yes, madam, we can hear you really
Yeah, all
clear.
right. I'm okay with your explanation.
Okay, great, great, great. Okay, we will cover, definitely, Sonu, we will cover link database and these kind of things. We have. Okay, we don't have any problem in the link queries and all. Okay, so my friends, let's go to, these are the products. Okay, definitely these are the products with our key products. Okay, now let's go to the ecosystem. Ecosystem means, what I say ecosystem, it's like, okay, how my bot knows what to run, what is orchestrator, where it is placed, where bot is, where my UiPath studio comes. Okay, so listen it as a story. Okay, now suppose you have created a code. Now you want to run this code. Okay, you want to run this code because as a developer you have developed it fine, nicely. Okay, in studio, as I said, in studio, you will just develop. You're not gonna run it. Remember this thing, you never run your bot in studio. You run with the help of executor, the robot. Robot runs the bot, not studio. Always remember this thing, because we say in interview, we ask people, candidates, like, okay, you create your bot, whether you create your code in studio or you create and run your code in studio, because they can see a play button in studio, they think they are running the bot in studio. No, you just create it in studio. Okay. Okay, now suppose you have created one thing, one code. Okay, and this code is created. Now what will happen, your studio will be somewhere in cloud. Either it can be in your company's portal, this is called enterprise version, right? And either it can be in UiPath, it's like on-prem, or in cloud, their cloud, UiPath cloud. Okay, so this is your orchestrator. Okay, now what happens, you have created a code. In code, you are using a password. So what will happen, there are two options. You can save your password in code, which is really a bad idea. But what you're going to do is you're going to store your password in orchestrator, which is really, really protected. Even the admin can't see that password. Okay, so what will happen, you will take that password from orchestrator. Now, how you will take that password from orchestrator, your studio where you have created your code will be connected to the orchestrator. Always it will be connected to the orchestrator. Okay, now what will happen, the password which you have saved in orchestrator, you can take it from you can take it in your code. Okay, the password, you will define the password. Okay, now you have created a code in studio. What will happen, you can't run that in studio. What you need to do it, you need to run that code, right? So what you will do, you will push that code, we called it publish, that code to orchestrator. Okay, or you can just, there is a play button over there where we called it attended bot. We will have a play button in studio, and the moment we press play button in studio, in our system we have our robot. When you install UiPath Studio, robot gets automatically installed. So when you press that play button, it will be run from this. Okay, this is for just for testing. It's like, okay, you have created one code, right? And you say play, and it will be running, and it will be like, okay, fine, it's running, right? This is the first one, because this is just for development and testing. But in real time, whenever your code is created, you will test it in your local robot, you will test it, and then you will publish that code to orchestrator. Okay, and the code will be published as NuGet package, as .NuGet package. It will be go into orchestrator as a NuGet package. Okay, this is your package. It's completely, it's like, okay, you have created a complete project folder. This folder will be zipped as NuGet, and it will go to orchestrator. Now remember, what is the functionality of orchestrator? Orchestrator can store your passwords. Orchestrator can store your input data which you want to process in this code. Orchestrator can assign users, assign robot, assign anything, whichever. Orchestrator licensing also, it's also assigned, right? So orchestrator, what it can do, it can schedule, it can monitor, also which got failed, which got passed, which robot is running on which machine, like this. Okay, now we will come to the machine and robot concept also, don't worry about that. Okay, now first task, studio, we have created a code, we can run our code, and this code will be run in the local robot. Okay, which will be in the local robot, it will run. And we are saying, okay, our code is fine. Now we will publish that code to orchestrator, because we want to run it somewhere else. If I'm creating a bot, suppose I created a package, I created a robot process, automation process, I'm not going to use it. I'm going to give it to the client. And how I'm going to give it to the client, I will publish it to orchestrator, or I can just publish it to local, right? Convert it to local, that package into Nugget package, store it on my system, and send it through a mail or somewhere, wherever they ask me to put it. So I can send it to orchestrator, and they will publish it. They will upload it into the orchestrator, that we will see. Okay, they will upload it to orchestrator and they can use it. And now from orchestrator, how it will be running on the different machine. See, your studio, even your studio, my studio, a lot of people's studio, or your team's studio will be connected to the orchestrator. And once this package goes over here, this package will be channelized to different machines. Okay, different machines. Now we will have different machines. It's like your laptop. Now in your laptop, I can say your laptop is a machine, and in your laptop there can be 2 users, 3 users, 4 users. Like in my machine, I have 2 users. One is my user and another one is guest. Similarly, in your machine, it can have multiple robots, users, and we call them robot. These are nothing but executor over there. Okay, in every machine, it's like, okay, think it like call center. In call center, what happens? I suppose I'm working in a call center. I'll go to that system. I log in with my ID. I can see my everything over there, my files and all, and I will work. And after 9 hours, I will go log out. I'll go home. Another person will come and go to the same machine, but log in at log in as its own name, work in that one, and that person can't see my information. That person will see his information, her information, work 9 hours and go, and the other will come, and that works similarly, right? Machine is same, but can have different person who are doing a task, and those person you can imagine as a robot. So now in orchestrator, we have, whenever we want to run a process from orchestrator, or whenever we want to schedule a process from orchestrator, a project like this Nugget project, I want to run it. So this orchestrator will ask me where to run it. So whichever machines are connected with orchestrator, orchestrator will ask which machine you want to run it. I'll say, okay, this machine I want to. And then post that it will ask me which robot in that machine you want to run. Because see, in one machine, I can have multiple users. Why I can have multiple users? Suppose a process is using an Excel file, or a process is using a separate email ID to send a mail, Outlook mail. Okay. Now, in Outlook, if I am logged in that Outlook with my email ID, I send a mail and it will go as my email ID. Right? As a sender, that email ID will be my email ID. Now another person come to the same machine, log in with his user or her user credentials, and then send an email. It will go by his email or his her. Whichever files are available in my user, the other person come to that machine, log in as his or her email ID and password, username and password, and they can't see my files and I can't see their files. So that's why in one machine I can have multiple users. So orchestrator will ask you which machine. Why we have different machine? Because there is a possibility that, okay, one machine, or it's required more RAM. This one will require less RAM. This one will require more RAM. This will require most RAM, right? So it depends on me, like, okay, which process I want to run in which machine. So I'll say, okay, run it on this machine, and then they will ask me, okay, which user, and I'll say, okay, this user, please take this user. So then in this user, I would have installed a robot R1 and then I can have R2. In this one, I can have R3, R4, R4. Suppose like this, I have in this one R1, R2, or something like this. Okay. So I can run this publish package over here anytime. And once it is running in this one, because it is connected throughout when it is running, or throughout the life, it is connected like this. So whatever happening with the process, I will get every information in the orchestrator monitoring. Like, okay, this activity ran, now bot has opened the file, now bot has processed this thing, now bot has closed this one. Okay, this was the time when bot started, this is the time when it closed. Every time, even the timestamp will be there. That's called monitoring. Monitoring will also be done. Scheduling will also be done. How? You have uploaded a package, you say, okay, I want to schedule this project, I'm scheduling that project. Okay, and now that it will ask me, okay, what time I want to run, which machine I want to run, which bot I want to run, and then I will be running it. So this thing will be unattended. these things will be unattended. Always remember, these things will be always unattended, because you are scheduling it from orchestrator. It will be running as a unattended. Okay, because you are scheduling. Okay, so whichever information, like suppose password, I said, okay, I have created some, we call it asset, but let's call it password I have stored in an orchestrator. Because this bot is connected to orchestrator, it can take the password from here, from orchestrator. So this is ecosystem when the bot is running. Okay, this is the ecosystem when, oh, the bot is running. Okay, cool. Okay, now let's talk about 2-3 things more. Okay, suppose you have some action center or AI center. Let's talk about apps, maybe apps, right? So what happens in apps? Okay, what happens in app? Now everything will be, as I said, everything will be connected, interconnected. Now in app, suppose I have created an app like this. I have created an app. I have selected the value and I want to run it. So I will click on run, because when I go over here in apps, you will see over here, I have said which process I need to run.
Buddhibada.
Okay. Which process I want to run. Okay. And these are the inputs. These are the fields which I have configured with these fields. So I'll teach you later whenever we will be working in apps. Okay. So it will be attached to this apps will be attached to the orchestrator, or we can say the entire ecosystem, right? When I'm running this app, it will go to orchestrator and then run that job, or run that package. Okay, and it will be run on these published on this package, these wherever I want to run. So it will be running over here. Everything are interconnected. But if you understood this thing, these are important. What is important? How your studio is connected to orchestrator, and how your orchestrator is connected to the robots, and how it is running. This is called attended robot, which I said, when you click on that, play button, it will run your project on that machine itself. It will be always on that machine itself. You have to open and run it. Okay, you have to open and run it. It's like that. So this is attended, where you are saying that, okay, I have created a code, now I want to test it, and you can run it. Or you have a code which is over there already in your tray, you have in your assistant. So what is the work of assistant? As I said, now how this assistance plays their role. So assistance is nothing but assistant will be the connection between this robot and this orchestrator. Every robot, every studio will have an assistant, and now this assistant will connect my machine, my studio or robot, to the orchestrator by filling the information. If I open this one, suppose, I want to have a UiPath assistant. This is a product. Okay. Now over here, you can see the information of my URL, connect orchestrator URL. And it is saying that status is connected. Right. You can see the information over there. You can see also the projects, which I can run anytime. I can click on this one. You can see this is called attended. When I'm manually clicking and when manually running this process. When I'm manually running this process, this is called tray, assistant tray. So from assistant tray, I can run my projects. I can run my projects from assistant tray. So there are two type of, as I said, there are two type of robot. One is attended, another unattended. Unattended is, as I said, scheduled. It will automatically running on the robots, some VDIs. Maybe it can be hosted to some VDI, virtual machines, where it doesn't need, it can be hosted on some servers. Automatically servers are there and it is just triggering automatically and it's running. But there's a possibility that, okay, you want to run it by yourself. Like, okay, fine. You can click on this one and then running it. You can go to studio, click on that and running it. So there are two type of robot, attended and attended. And assistant is nothing but assistants. There are two roles of assistants for you. One is manual run, or you can say attended bot run. And another one is the connection, where you can just do the connection. If I do a disconnect, I can't run my bot. I can't run my bot from the orchestrator to this one. Okay, so I can't run anything. There will be connection lost. My studio will be not connected to the orchestrator, but now over here my studio is connected to the orchestrator. Okay, so it's very important over here that, okay, to understand these ecosystem, UiPath ecosystem. If anyone has any question, please feel free to ask. If you don't have question, I'm okay, we can go ahead. Ratna, all good?
Yes, all good. So are we learning the document understanding and training the
Sorry,
model?
sorry,
Uh,
sorry. Your voice is breaking.
document.
Yes, document understanding we are learning, but document
Are you
understanding,
able to hear me?
yes, document understanding is a concept. These are separate applications of UiPath, products of UI. Document understanding is actually libraries. It's a code. It's a set of codes, taxonomy, and these kind of set of. We will be learning definitely document understanding. There is no use, Baba, if you are not understanding. If you are, these are like your document understanding, you will be learning API automation, you will be learning definitely database automation, you will be learning you know, as link query, these kind of things, small things you will be learning. It's not like that. Okay, but as I said, these are products. Document understanding, I would say, not product but kind of package. Kind of package. Okay, yes. Any other question, Ratna ma'am?
Yeah, nothing.
Okay, great. Cool. All good, Prakash? Everything is good? Or any question? Okay. Sonu, all good, buddy?
Yes, Mahendra, all good. Yeah.
Okay, buddy. So ecosystem is done. Now let's talk about, we are shortage of time. I guess we should, pick these two topics in the next one, or I'll show you studio maybe a little.
So,
Uh,
Mahendra, would you share this recording to us? So, like,
Definitely, we will share this
yeah,
recording to
there
you
be any
guys.
share point where we can see that? You will
Definitely,
give the
definitely.
access.
Definitely, I will give you the access. I would need to give you the
Okay.
access. Yeah. Okay, cool. So these are the products and ecosystem. So now, what we have in next, is, what we're gonna do is we're gonna see the each and every panel of UiPath. Why I'm saying that each and every panel? Because there are different things, like you can uh, push your code to Git repository. You have settings, like these kind of settings, location where you want to store your package, where you want to do these kind of things. It takes a little bit time. Code editors and all we have. Then we have tools, extensions. What are extensions? What are plugins? What are extensions? What are the apps? These kind of small things we have. So I need to tell you each and everything. What are extensions? How it works? I need to tell you, kind of uh, teams where you have this one. I need to tell you templates. I need to tell you that, okay, how you can push your code to GitHub, how you can use how you can get your code from the GitHub, and these kind of things. And then we need to create a small topic, small bot saying that, okay, hello UiPath message. And it's a conventional method, right? Wherever we write any programming language, we see hello UiPath, like these kind of things. Okay, so we're gonna take these two things in detail in the next session, and then we will be done with the module 2. This is very small module, and from the third module we will be starting the programming, concepts of programming, like how classes, how variables, how arguments, how in detail, not like just learning purpose, but if you know, it will be a recap for you guys. But if you don't know, so I would say that definitely join the class when we will reaching this thing. So it will be beneficial in your programming, also in your interviews also. As I said, you need to know everything in detail. That's why I went to each and I explain each what it does, and also how this ecosystem work, how the package goes, how we do the scheduling and all. It's very important. Okay, so this is how we're gonna go. Okay, next session will be on these two topics, and we will be done with the module 2. We have multiple modules, everything is there. And post this one, once we are done with this UiPath, and we are done with the first module, once we are done with the second module, you guys will be getting the assignment and the assessment. Kind of assessment is like a form, definitely not form a question forms, which can be kind of interview questions. It can be kind of the questions which get asked in certifications, like, okay, but this will be related to module 1 and module 2 only, like introduction to RPA and introduction to or hello UiPath. Okay, this will be, and one small assignment will be there which you need to do in your UiPath, and you have to send, or you have to put that thing into our share drive, or share uh, there. You have to create it and put it over there so that we can validate it. Okay, so this is how it's gonna go. Okay, so once we are done with module 2, your part will be starting, where you need to do the assignment assessment, and we will tell you that how much you have scored and how to what part you need to look into more. Okay, cool. So this is the roadmap for the next day. Okay, if anyone has any other question, please feel free to ask. Ankush, you can push your number over here there, so that if they want to contact you, they can contact you.
Sure. Okay, sure, Maninder.
Cool, guys. So this is, if you have any question, this is open platform. Please ask your question. Anything you want to go. Sital, all good? Sital Khairnar.
Yeah, all good.
You are able to understand, right?
Yeah.
हाँ. If you have any question, ना, if you guys have any question, so please feel free to ask. देखो, आपने पैसा दिया है तो हक बनता है आपका पूछना. वो मेरे को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. If I don't have any problem if you can eat my brain. I don't have any problem, because it's good to have interactive sessions. Okay, so if you don't have any question, it's also good. Like, okay, you're learning quickly. It's good. Cool. So all good?
Yeah, Mahendra, all good.
Okay, so we will need just your 1 hour, 2 hour. Just focus, learn. 2-3 महीने में आप फिनिश कर दोगे बाबा UiPath पूरे तरीके से अपनी तरफ से. मतलब ट्रेनिंग तो हो ही जाएगा, लेकिन अपनी तरफ से.
So Maninder,
Yes, sir.
when are we going to come up with the Git thing, pushing the code into the Git and looking like how to push and how to retrieve the data from the Git, like after all these basic classes? Or else will it take a little more time?
No, it will not take more time. I think first we gonna create this one, hello bot, hello UiPath, and I'm gonna push my code to GitHub. This is how. Definitely, whatever code I'm gonna create, I'm gonna push it to GitHub, so that you can see my codes over there, and I'm gonna give access to people like you guys who have gonna join. So definitely, this will be like going like this only, because you need to see whatever I'm doing in class, right? You need to replicate it, or maybe view it someday. So that's why.
Like, can you please go in depth when teaching with the integrated services, using integrated services?
If you understand API, so I'm gonna teach you first what is API, how it is built. Do you know what is API, how it looks in background?
Yeah, I know like how it looks in the background, but I never
Definitely.
integrated the UI part.
Okay, so we're gonna do the API integration, and once you know the API integration, you will understand the integration services easily. It's nothing, actually. It's nothing. You just have to give your authentication. Maybe it can be a token, or maybe it can be kind of different. You just have to give it, and it will get integrated. And then you can just, it has activities, 2-3 activities. You can use that one, and everything will be done. It doesn't have much, actually. It's integration services, nothing, but this is a API integration only. It's वो बड़ा चीज है नहीं वो. They are doing API integration, and there's a integration services. There's nothing, actually. They have, see, earlier we were doing integration. Okay, I can do integration with chat GPT, right? Now what they came up with, they are like, okay, in integration services we have now chat GPT. They did nothing. They just took the API, they put it over there, okay, and created a package, and say, oh, we have an integration service. What you need to do, you just have to give a token, and the same thing we do in API also, right? We just trigger it like the post or get or something like that. So we post it with the authentication, and we create authentication, and then we have a barrier token, and then we give it over there, and then it's work. So same thing they are doing. But yes, API integration, we will means first API I'll teach you, and then I'll teach you API integration. This is how it's gonna go.
Like here, in the on-prem, we are able to access certain URLs for like good applications, like around 10 applications.
Mhm.
But when it goes to the cloud, those URLs are not working. So for that, um,
Mhm.
APIs are being used. So
Yes.
taking the
Okay.
API from the client.
No worries, no worries. Definitely, we will check it. Okay. Okay, Ratna. Yes, definitely, we'll check as I said. So don't worry about it. We will go into integration in depth. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Okay. I love these kind of things when we get challenges like if something is not working, come I up. So okay.
Mahendra, will we do the interview preparation as well also?
Side by side definitely we I'm
Yeah.
telling you ना
Yeah,
कि इंटरव्यू में ऐसे
if you
पूछा
can
जाता
share
है.
the the current interview question, what's
Definitely,
going on in the market? Yeah.
we will have the interview question. I'm gonna prepare interview because what happens is like I have people who are like taking kind of they want to switch and they came to me and they're like, okay, can you एक घंटा दे सकते हो मेरा interview ले सकते
Yeah,
हो?
yeah, right,
And
right.
yes. So I have those questions. Definitely, I'm gonna create a document for it and then we will be sharing it to the people who are joining the classes.
Yes.
So you will have
Side by side,
education.
we will prepare for the interview as well, like
हाँ
interview.
better है even whatever questions I have in interviews questions and you can I'll mention it on my this thing also as I said now we're gonna have assessment so I'm
Okay,
gonna
okay.
give it over there also.
Okay. No, sure, no, sure.
Yes,
We said
okay.
no, April is the right time. So now we have 3 months to
Definitely
prepare for
man
the
as I
other.
said definitely that's 3 month. Don't change your company, just focus over there and
We
April
will not
May
change our
May
company, but company will change us.
हाँ नहीं definitely yeah.
हमें
You have to be
हम तो नहीं छोड़ेंगे पर कंपनी का कोई भरोसा नहीं है आज की डेट में.
definitely नहीं you have to be prepared buddy कब कुछ भी हो सकता है
Yeah,
don't.
right. कुछ भी हो सकता है, right.
Okay. I'll stop the recording and